Worst parents ever. Charles confirms tearful decision of Archie and Lili after huge fight with Sussexes. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Netflix documentary was also set to come out in the coming months, but has now been delayed following backlash over the new season of The Crown, which is set to be released later this month. Harry's tell-all memoir Spare is set to be released worldwide on January the 10th. Firstly, there is the issue of the titles for the Sussexes' two young children, Archie and Lilibet, which is still up in the air. Under the current letters pattern as the grandchildren via the male line of the sovereign, they're entitled to be known as Prince and Princess, but for nearly 2 months now there has not been a single solitary official peep on this front. Meghan wanted a titled husband, which is why she got with Harry, hoping she could potentially achieve the idea of having children with titles. Her plan is falling apart as Charles refuses to give Archie and Lili titles until Harry's book emerges. She bitched on Oprah that it was Archie's birthright to have a title, when in fact it wasn't. She contradicted herself. Her children would never have had titles given at birth, as Harry is not the heir to the throne. It's as simple as that. King Charles is prepared to strip Meghan Markle and Prince Harry of their titles, and will do the same to their children if their Netflix show and Harry's memoir are too damaging to the royal family. That is something Meghan and Harry are very worried about because, after all, although she pours dirt on the royal family the whole time, whenever she introduces herself she says, "I'm Meghan, Duchess of Sussex." Author Tom Bower also reckons that Meghan will not back down, even if Archie and Lilibet are subjected to such measures. If that is the case, we could see him act on the title front. As sovereign, his job is to protect the monarchy at all costs, even if the threat is coming from his own family. Think of this possibility as less of a case of punitive retaliation and more of Charles's hand being forced to try and protect the House of Windsor from the truth-telling duo. Harry is reportedly moving full steam ahead with the memoir after a tense London trip for the Queen's funeral in September. In the end, they left Britain after the Queen's funeral feeling as angry as ever, if not more, Bower added, because they'd been excluded from various events, especially a reception for the heads of states. Harry's not been allowed to wear his uniform, and there was no reconciliation between them, Kate and William. The Sussexes released a photo of themselves to the media hours after the King unveiled his snaps with William and Kate. This was the resumption of hostilities from Montecito to the royal family. What we've seen so far of Charles is that he's a king of action, being the first monarch to make their heir the Prince of Wales prior to the coronation. Barring Harry and Meghan from the coronation would make the series of humiliations they suffered at the hands of Buckingham Palace during the Queen's funeral pale in comparison. For the Sussexes, such a move by Charles would be a very, very serious blow for their marketability. Again, like the coronation invitation, might there be a bit of a carrot and stick approach going on here? As royal biographer Katie Nicholl told, "My understanding is that Charles is not averse to granting them titles, but he expects to see respect from the Sussexes in return." All of which feels like a royal game of chicken that could be about to escalate,